Hope all of you are enjoying the classes conducted by Ljrf. Today we will be discussing about the elements of criminal justice system. So far we have learned that the administration of justice is one of the key functions of the state. Administration of justice includes protection of individual rights, enforcement of laws, and punishment of wrongdoer. There are administration of criminal justice and administration of civil justice. Administration of criminal justice deals with public wrongs and administration of civil justice deals with private wrongs. We will learn about administration of criminal justice. We know that criminal justice system includes set of agencies and processes established by the government to control crime and impose penalties on those who violate law. Hence, criminal justice system includes all those components which works towards maintaining law and order in a country. So we can say criminal justice system is comprised of multiple interrelated pillars. In most countries, it includes law enforcement prosecution, then defense attorneys, courts, and corrections, each playing a key role in the criminal justice process. In India as well, criminal justice system is mainly composed of police, judiciary, and the correctional system. There are various statutes in India which defines various crimes and punishments to support criminal justice system. For example, Indian Penal Code. IPC, the offenses which are recorded in the IPC are public wrongs. So let's see some of the pillars, the various pillars which are supporting the criminal justice system. First one, police. Safety of the citizen and maintaining law and order are the prime functions of a state, and this is fulfilled by law enforcement officers. We know that if any crime occurs, first people to approach is police. So they are the first point of contact for those who are affected by a crime, and they are responsible for investigating and apprehending the criminals. Each state has its own police force. It is headed by Director General of Police, a DGP, and under DGP there are Additional Director General and Inspector General of Police. A Commissioner of Police heads major cities in a state, and a Superintendent of Police heads each district. Each police station is headed by a sub-inspector, or we can call him as a station house officer. They will investigate crime scenes, they will collect and protect evidence, they interrogate suspects, they give testimony during the court process. Other than these key functions, they also rescue lives. We have seen that during flood or during COVID, regulate traffic, prevent juvenile delinquency, and protect the interest of weaker section. So we can see a multiple functions if we look around. Hence, we can say in a state, a police force work as a guardian angel, Kaval Malaga. And so they are responsible for maintaining law and order in a state. Now let's see the second pillar, that is correctional system. Correctional system contains prisons and their administration. Correctional system is a state subject and covered under the state list in the 7th schedule of Indian Constitution. The management and administration of prisons falls exclusively in the domain of state governments and is governed by the Prisons Act 1894 and the Prisons Manual of respective state governments or the union territories. However, the Ministry of Home Affairs provides regular guidance and advice to the state government on various issues concerning prisons and prison inmates. The correctional system or the prisons are responsible for rehabilitating offenders and ensuring that they do not reoffend. Correction officers supervise convicted offenders when they are in jail or in the community probation, or they are in parole in same communities. So correction officers prepare pre-sentencing reports with extensive background information about the offender to help the judge to decide the cases. The job of correction officer is to make sure that the facilities that hold the offender are secure and safe, and they oversee that the day-to-day custody of inmates, and they also oversee that the release process of inmates. Over the years, there were calls for various reforms in Indian prisons, and also there were a number of cases filed in Indian courts to improve the conditions prevailed in prisons, and based on that, there were several initiatives were taken to improve the conditions of Indian prisons. I'll mention some of them here. One is modernization of prisons project, that is by the central government. It is by the central government to financial support to each state government to enhance the security in jail and for the reformation and the rehabilitation of prisoners. Then there is e-prison project, that is to introduce the efficiency in prison management through digitization. Then fast track courts, as its name implies, to decide the cases fast, just for the swift justice. And there is model prison manual, that is in 2016, that gives a detailed information about the legal services, that is including the free services available to the prison inmates. So these are about the correctional system, or the second pillar of criminal justice system. Now let's see the third pillar of criminal justice system, that is judiciary. When we think about justice, the first thing that comes into our mind will be judiciary. So the judiciary is responsible for delivering justice through trials and sentencing. Judiciary will make sure that trials are conducted fairly and that is justice is served. Judges presides over criminal trials and make sure that the accused are given their due rights. It has fulfilled its purpose of delivering justice to the victim with the helps of law and fair trials in court. Judiciary have played a major role in the administration of criminal justice in the country and have made the justice system strong through various pronouncements and judgments. The foregoing criminal justice system reveals that the role of judiciary as a pillar of criminal justice system is of much importance. The purpose of a criminal trial is to provide fair and impartial justice to the victim. In order to achieve this purpose, there is a clear hierarchy of criminal courts in the country. In India, it consists of an apex court, that is called Supreme Court. Then there are high courts in every state and sessions courts in every district, and the courts of judicial magistrate also there. These courts have delivered landmark judgments from time to time to enhance the criminal justice system and overcome the lacunas. I will briefly explain one landmark case of which is passed by the apex court, that is D.K. Basu versus State of West Bengal, and the guidelines issued in that case. This Dilip K. Basu, he was a chairman of West Bengal-based legal aid service organization, sent a letter to Chief Justice of India inviting his attention to news items published in leading newspapers on custodial death. He stressed that the letter to be treated as a writ petition under the public interest litigation. Considering the importance of the matter, the letter was treated as a writ petition and matter decided. The Supreme Court issued 11 important guidelines to the police who are making an arrest, which is popularly known as the rights of arrested person in D.K. Basu's case. Let's see, what are they? First one, the person who is making the arrest, the police officer who is making the arrest, should wear a clear identification, and the details of all personnel handling the interrogation must be recorded. A memorandum of arrest with the details of time and date must be prepared at the time of arrest, and the same must be witnessed by the family member or family known in that locality. Arrested person have the right to have a friend or relative informed about his arrest, unless that friend or relative have already signed the memorandum of arrest. The time and the place of arrest and the place of custody must be informed to the friend or relative of the arrestee through district legal aid organization and station if they are staying in a different district, or the same should be informed within 8 to 12 hours. Arrested person should be informed about his right to have someone informed about his arrest as soon as he is put under the arrest. An entry must be made in case diary with the details of arrest, name of a close friend or relative, and the details of police official in whose custody arrestee is, that should be mentioned. An inspection memo must be prepared with records of all major and minor injuries after examining an arrestee and signed by arrestees and police officers, and a copy of the same should be provided to the arrestee. Then arrestee must undergo a medical examination in every 48 hours by the approved physician appointed by a director health service of the state. The copies of arrest must be sent to the magistrate for registration. Arrestee may be allowed to meet his attorney during the interrogation, but it shouldn't be like throughout the interrogation. A police control room in every district must be provided, and arrestee must be informed about that, and the same must be displayed on the board of control room within 12 hours of arrest. So these are the guidelines issued in DK Basu's case, which is very, very important. So we have learned about the elements of criminal justice system, that is police, courts, correctional systems, and judiciary. Therefore, the criminal justice system is a system that controls the functioning of institutions like the police, prisons, and court, so that works towards granting justice to the victim. It is its duty of the state to maintain peace and harmony in a society, and this can only be achieved by the proper implementation of laws and the effective criminal justice system in a country. Thank you, my dears.